name is Hannah Ford, drummer for Bellevue Suite and onstage drummer for Whoopi Goldberg's musical White Noise, taking place in Chicago. We are at the Royal George Theater, right in the heart of the city, and we are having a great time with this show. I've been a Vater artist for 7 years. I play Vater drumsticks. Bam! And the model that I'm playing right now are the New Orleans jazz sticks. I love the weight of these sticks. I like how they feel. They're perfect for what I'm doing, even though I'm not playing jazz for this show. I love the sticks regardless. I've been with Vater for 7 years, and I've been playing for 13, so a very, very long time. I first got my endorsement when I was 13, and I've always been in love with Vater. As soon as I used the first Vater stick ever, you know, it was just one of those things. I loved how it felt, and fell in love with it right away. You know, Vater has always been a very, very supportive company for me and the work that I do. You know, they're always on top of their game, always on top of their business. And not only is the product great and the business great, but they are great people to work with. And just it's an extremely, extremely responsible and great company. And I recommend anyone who is looking for a stick to use or play with, go check out Vater. I've been playing for 13 years. I started playing when I was 7 in Louisville, Kentucky, in this group called the Fabulous Leopard Percussionists that was based right out of Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School. And my 3rd grade teacher, her name is Diane Downs, she was the founder of the group, and you know, we were in class and then she would want to take a break from reading or doing whatever schoolwork we were doing, and she would take us over to the next room and we would go learn how to play percussion. And so that's how I was introduced to it. And as soon as I played my first drum, I fell in love. And it was such an amazing experience to learn music. And we learned everything by ear. There was no reading, nothing. It was all by ear. So it was very, very, very intense ear training for such a young child, but I definitely am so grateful for the way that I learned. I studied at Chicago College of Performing Arts for the past 2 years as a jazz major, and the education that I got from that school was ridiculous. I learned all types of different styles from a bunch of different musicians, not just drummers, but I had studied with Paul Wertigo through those 2 years, every Tuesday, every week, and it was amazing. I've actually studied with him for the past 4 years, but while I was at school, because he's the head of the jazz department there, I was seeing him every week, and it was like intense training, and it was crazy, and at times it was like, oh my gosh, but I will never take back the training that I've had at that school. It was awesome. Now I am living in Chicago, and I've been living here since I was 12, and studied with Paul Wertigo for a very long time, and Paul is a great, great drummer, and I am now working with a rock band, a Christian rock band called Bellevue Suite.
They're taking over, they're taking over. Bring a cross and call the priest, say a prayer, bring Constantine.
We play all over the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area, the Chicago area. We've been to California, and it's a great group of people, all original music. And the band has actually been together for 10 years, but I have been with them for a little over a year now, and it's just been a great experience, and I'm absolutely loving it. And on top of Bellevue Suite, I am playing for White Noise, and it's my first experience with a musical, an onstage show, and I have got to say that I'm having a blast with the cast, with the crew. The music is fun. the feeling of grooving and dancing, because I've been a dancer since I was 3. And so, you know, there's nothing more irresistible than a really good groove to just get you going and you know, make you feel good. You know, when you hear good music and you hear a nice groove, you can't resist but to move, even if it's just tapping your foot or sitting in your seat and just, you know, moving along with the music. That is like, I want to give that feeling to people. And I also, ever since I was really little, was always told after I played that I was very inspirational. People were inspired by my playing, and so from hearing that at such a young age, I kind of made that a goal to motivate people and inspire people to, you know, shoot for their dreams, reach for the stars, you know, all of that inspirational stuff that you hear hopefully every day. But I really want to make people feel that, and I want, you know, when people leave my shows, I want them to feel, you know, ready to just take on life in general, not just, you know, a hobby or anything, but just feel better and be inspired and you know, give people that good vibe off of showing them how passionate I am about this instrument. So, you know, my passion for it grows every day, and it will continue to do so for the rest of my life as I embark on this journey. And I hope that I can inspire you in what I do every day. Some influences of mine that I've had ever since I started. Obviously, the first one that everyone has is John Bonham, just because he has a huge sound, and you know, you can't discredit him for anything that he did when he was, you know, living with Led Zeppelin. What a great band. And then once I started learning more about jazz and musicianship, I started listening to Louis Bellson and Buddy Rich and Papa Joe and Art Blakey, and all of those old jazz guys, some way or another, has definitely had a huge impact on my playing. But as far as being influenced, I honestly am influenced and inspired by everyone that I see, whether you're a drummer, a saxophone player, a singer, and even my students. I learn stuff from them in every lesson that I didn't know, whether, you know, it's about my playing or how I teach. You know, I learn and pick up from everyone, and I like to keep my mind open. So thank you very much.